I was leaving the model home in February of '03, and I was southbound on 83 and 42, and this guy just decided to run over my four-door truck, ripped my box off and my seats out of the bolts, and then I just smashed into the windshield and hit two more cars. So the next 3.5 years, I really couldn't talk and think, comprehend, drive. Sun was an issue. It's almost like my face would have like a stroke, and they couldn't figure it out. I mean, I went through all the chiropractor and all the doctors and all the drugs and MRIs and CAT scans and blood work, and I mean, whatever somebody said to do, I did, and it just would not fix. It just couldn't get my face better. I had no control over it whatsoever, and it just continued on, and it just got worse and worse over the years. So I just kept going to doctors and neurologists and chiropractors and energy and synergy and everything I could get my hands on for 3.5 years. And I'm like, gosh, somebody fix me. And then in September, they wrote a letter and just said, these are chronic injuries. They highly unlikely to ever resolve. I'm like, my gosh, they just wrote me off. What am I going to do? And it was like, gosh, I couldn't get my life back. I just couldn't work. I couldn't do anything. And of course, the guy that hit me didn't have insurance. So of course, we have no fault in Minnesota. So it was kind of like, hey, you've spent your $20,000, have a nice life. I'm going, oh, now what am I going to do with myself? So anyway, it was just a total blessing. And my friend Mac had an issue with his foot. And one day he just called me and he goes, Suzanne, they fixed my foot. Maybe it'll help your face. And I'm like, oh, I'll do anything. So I come in here, and it was just like I was standing at the lobby. And I was so frustrated. It was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with myself? And Ed, he walks me back in the clinic room. He sits down. He talks to me for about another 10 minutes. And then he says, Suzanne, let me ask you this. Does it hurt here, 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 and right here? And I'm like, uh-huh. Well, they had never touched my face in 3.5 years. I mean, we hadn't done anything with my face. I mean, you could tell after the first treatment. I'm like, I'll tell you what, I'll make a deal with. If you could get me to talk and think at the same time. It was the most unbelievable experience compared to any medical experience I had ever had in the last 3.5 years, and I had never been sick. And it was the greatest thing. What ended up happening was about, I don't know, like 90 days, I just kept getting better and better and better. And it was so funny, and I go, Ed, how many people are like me? And he goes, oh, Suzanne, millions are like you. And I said, because you only think it's you. You just think that I'm the only one with this issue, and I just couldn't get better. And I said, that's it. I'm not kidding. I'm going to take over all your marketing. So that's what happened. And now all my friends are coming in, and I'm not kidding. If you are falling in the cracks of medicine, I don't know how else to put this. If you are falling in the cracks of medicine and drugs don't work and treatments don't work and surgery doesn't work and whatever else doesn't work, I'm not kidding. This machine will take you out of pain. I mean, it's like nothing I can explain. And I feel like the luckiest person because now I've gotten to affect all my friends, and everyone in the world should have this opportunity to have these machines. That's the bottom line. The first thing I really noticed was clarity. It was like to think. It was almost like a clarity and a calmness. And all of a sudden it was like this whole right side of my face, it just started lifting. It was like it was getting level, like your face should be. I've been in real estate forever. And in real estate, the real estate book is 602 pages. Now let me tell you this. They would not give me a medical leave, so I had to go back and get my real estate license again because they would not I was so sick I couldn't even do my continuing ed, Mark. I had to go back and take all of my classes over and take all of my tests over to become and stay in real estate. So let me tell you what 602 pages of real estate book looks like. It's like this thick. And I'm going, okay, let me tell you what, 90 days ago I couldn't even put my blocks together, and now I have to get through 600 pages of this real estate book. And I'm like, Ed goes, Suzanne, here's what we need to do. Just do the ear clips and just do it every night. Be very consistent, just every night. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, whatever, I'll get through this book. You know, it's all I could think. And I'm not kidding, I came back and I was like, yay, I passed. So I felt like, oh my gosh, my thinking was back, my clarity was back, my ability to have all my, be in control of all my friends' lives and who's doing what in real estate. And I'm telling you, Mark, it gave me back my life. That's the easiest way to put it. It just gave me back Suzanne.